about System of a Down the other day.
Yeah.
And I guess the guy has a coffee shop. The singer, he's like coming out with
What do
like
you do? Cirque or whatever?
Search.
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 You guys gotta talk into the mic.
I got talking in the mic and be louder.
I'm sorry.
Yo, welcome to LA Music Show, episode 5. We got Guru Doug in the building.
Yes, in the flesh. Let's go.
We're at the Guru Doug Studios, Splashage.
Splashage, baby.
How's it going, bro?
It's going, man. How's it going for you guys, man? Happy
chilling, dude.
Happy 1 week of January, you know?
Yeah.
That's right.
First
We're in
week.
2019.
Yes.
Dude, we ran into you at Whole Foods, man. That was fucking random.
Yeah, it was pretty dope how that happened. Got that turkey avocado sandwich, you know, the organic shit, you know.
It was bomb.
Keep it
dude.
fresh.
It was bomb.
Salad bars where it's at.
Hell yeah.
What were those dumplings? What'd you get?
I got some dolma.
Dolma?
They make dolma there, and it's like at first I didn't like it. It's like this doesn't have meat in it. It's not like real dolma, like the way it's supposed to be. And then I got used to it. It's actually like really good. They flavor it really good.
It smells really good. I wonder what kind of oil they use for that.
They use olive oil.
Yeah.
They use like nice olive oil and like lemon. And for some reason it's really bomb.
Yeah, dude. It seems like everything at Whole Foods is higher quality than like Ralph's and Vaughn's. My parents shop at Vaughn's. It's kind of weird. I never liked Vaughn's. I get a sketchy
I don't mind
vibe.
Vaughn's. I like Vaughn's. It's open 24/7. You can go at like 3 in the morning.
No
you know?
way.
Yeah, it's open 24/7. That's why I fuck with it. But yeah, Whole Foods is just more. You pay for quality. You know, it's like would you rather have quantity or quality? You know, that's kind of how I see it.
Yeah. I get like olives and stuff like that, and it's just like easier to just get a salad real quick and get that than like buy olives and make a salad ahead of time and all that shit.
Right.
Yeah, that's the way to go, bro.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna start going to Whole Foods as opposed to In-N-Out. Cause dude, you spend like what, $8? We buy fries, a Coke, and a burger.
Yeah.
You're spending $8 around.
Yeah.
Instead of spending $8, go to Whole Foods, buy a sandwich. There's no tax on it. $9, you get yourself like a really good sandwich.
Do you know what's the trip? They made this. Someone was calculating how much it really costs for a burger, and because we subsidize like corn and all that stuff, it's like actually 7 times more than it is for that. But also like the diabetes and all the shit you get from burgers, like the long-term cost of it is like $35 a burger.
Oh
like
shit,
That's crazy.
yeah. After the
like,
diabetes kick in.
Yeah, this is like quantifying
Shit.
how much it costs really over time. It's funny, dude.
That's crazy.
Dude, I think Guru Doug is like the official first hip-hop producer that we get on the LA Music Show.
Really? You had no other hip hop people? That's it? I'm the only one?
You're the first hip hop legit producer that we get on the show.
We out here,
Yeah.
baby.
So this is
Let's
rad,
go.
man. I've personally been a huge fan of your music since I first listened to your music. And
Nice.
it's crazy because we became like cool. We became
Yeah,
friends.
yeah.
We got a mutual I think Steph she's been family with
Yeah.
for me or with me. She's been family. I've known Steph for a long time. It's
Yeah.
crazy because I never would have thought that I'd be so cool with somebody so talented in the hip hop community like you, So
Yeah. Hell yeah, man. Thanks,
I
bro.
want to know something about something that you do, like how what inspired you to do hip hop?
Honestly, bro, I was born into it, man. I grew up listening to I grew up when I was a young kid listening to like rock, and like I just transferred straight into hip hop as soon as I heard like 50 Cent and Eminem like back in like 2001 maybe, and I just since then I rapped for fun in like high school, did little rap battles at Burbank High over here, like little stupid shit, and then I took it seriously in like 2010. That's when I was like, fuck it, like I'm like full in, bro, like I'm gonna do this. Started rapping and then started producing the next year, 2011. So I guess that's like 8-9 years I've been like just like fully in it, just like invested my everything in it, So.
Dude, that's tight because in 2001, I don't think people were really using laptops at the time. I think that was like before the whole laptop thing, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, it was pretty
No.
much
I 2011.
Oh, they said
Yeah,
2001.
No, my bad. No, 2001 is when I started like getting into like hip hop.
2000.
Right.
Like
No,
just
no.
rapping, like rapping and shit.
It's crazy because
Yeah.
in 2001, I don't think there were laptops at the time.
Were there?
I don't think there were. I don't think it was big
there
yet.
was, but like
They're
yeah,
really expensive. They're like a luxury item, right?
Yeah,
like,
people weren't
not the
producing on
average
them for
person
sure.
would have, yeah.
People just started using Pro Tools like for sure all the time on 2001.
Early 2000s, huh?
Yeah,
Oh shit.
they
It's a
just
trip, dude.
like that was just when it started because like you can start burning CDs too.
Yeah.
Around then, and a bunch of
Yeah.
people started like selling like bootlegging CDs and then downloading that stuff and like making money off of it. That's exactly the same time, like 2001.
I was 12 years old in 2001,
Yeah.
and I was watching like Headbangers Ball on MTV. It's a trip, dude, because man, it trips me out, man, because that's when you were getting into this whole thing.
Yeah, that's when I was like fully like I started like freestyling for fun and like just stupid shit,
Right.
like not anything serious at all, but just like that's why I had like a passion for it. I just would like just I would literally just sit down and just like listen to music, like that was like a hobby, just sit down and just listen to music. But yeah, man, and once I moved to California in 2006, I like just saw like all the connections, like, and I'm still seeing them everywhere I go, like, just like-minded individuals, so, yeah, man, I stayed here, I've been here since 2006 now in California, in LA, so.
Who were one of your main inspirations musically when you were doing this in 2001, when you were like freestyling?
Yeah, I mean, I liked a lot of, I'm not gonna lie, like 50 Cent, I was a big Outkast fan. Like Andre 3000 is one of my favorite rappers. All these Atlanta rappers up and coming, like Outkast. Even I listen to a lot of Eminem. Like I don't know. I like the
Eminem's dope.
8 Mile inspired me, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. That was like it's like the movie, like the fucking decade for me. But yeah, man.
That's right. How'd you get into producing, man? Because going from like freestyling into producing, that's like a huge leap. Because I remember personally when I like the first thing I was into was like metal. And then I wanted to be a drummer. And then I would go to my aunt's job, and she was a janitor at one of the high schools over there in Florida.
Yeah.
And I would play drums, and it was one of those things like, I'll never have a drum set,
Yeah.
I would just go to her job and jam on the drums. So it's crazy from me actually playing the drums to owning a drum set and now like being able to produce music.
Definitely.
From like early 2000s. So how'd you go from like freestyling to producing? How'd you
Honestly, I went to a sound engineering school in 2011, and like when I was there, I was just fucking around on Logic, just like with like kicks and snares, and like I would just like get like guitar samples and shit, and it literally just like overnight I was like, fuck this, I want to like make beats now. And now I'm just like, the beats have overcome the rap. Now I consider myself more of a producer than a rapper. I still love rapping, and sometimes I feel like I'm being separated from the two, but yeah, I mean, producing just took over, like making beats and just like sound design like really just took over my life the last like 5 years. So I feel like my producing has like gotten better than my rapping, because now I'm just like trying to keep the two balanced.
Dude,
Right.
I think that's very wise that you chose to do that, because it seems like a lot of artists, they chase after something that they're not good at in that moment, but they want to get good at. So they chase those things that it's kind of like their weaknesses, But I was just talking about this with Eel yesterday, and I think today we talked about it again, is focusing on the things that we're actually good at, and then just kind of bringing the best out of that, because you're already good at it. And it could be anything. Some people are just naturally good at drawing. Some people are good at whatever, sculpting or music, playing music or producing, whatever it may be,
Yeah.
So it's very interesting that you chose that path, producing, because personally, on a personal level, I dig your freaking freestyles. I dig,
fuck it, bro. Hey, I dig your guitar skills, man.
Yeah, bro.
And Neil's drumming, we gotta start a little band or some shit.
I
bro.
appreciate that. Yeah, we should, bro. We should.
Fuck it.
We should
We
do
gotta cut a track.
Let's do it, man.
So, you just put out a track called Phases, and it's sick.
Yeah.
You actually do vocals on that.
Yeah, I did everything actually. I did the vocals, I did the drum programming. I even played the guitar on it. I just did like simple, just like guitar strums. Just did the strums, put hella like amps and shit on it, made it sound trippy. And yeah, I mixed and mastered it too, bro. So like I produce, also I engineer. That's the thing. People think I just like I make beats and I rap, but I make beats, I rap, and I engineer. Like I'll make people's shit sound like 10 times better. They just bring me the stems, just fucking working that whole realm. Just everything, all around.
That's so sick, man. So you pretty much you mix, you master, you do everything yourself. Like you don't use Lander or anything like that, right?
No.
I think Lander. Because I keep getting these ads on my timeline on Instagram, like use Lander.
Yeah,
I'm like, bro, like I don't need Lander. I mix and master myself.
Apparently, it's like
have
Ozone.
you guys tried that?
Apparently, this
No.
guy did a shootout, and Lander is exactly like Ozone. Like it's almost
okay.
they're almost exactly the same.
No way.
Yeah, and there's a
Well, I
few
use
other
Ozone.
ones too. Yeah, like so, like they just run it through Ozone preset and send it back to you for like I don't know how much money it is.
Oh yeah, see, like that's whack, man. I mean, if you gotta at least tweak it and shit, you know. Like I do use Ozone and Isotope, but it's like I tweak it though. Like, I'll put a preset and I'll tweak it. You know, it's like the right frequencies that I want to boost or whatnot. But yeah, I didn't know that's what Lander was.
I don't know what Lander is. I mean, it could be Ozone. I don't know. I don't know those guys. I don't know what they do.
Yeah,
but.
this guy has a studio. I think I can't remember the name. Maybe like White Sea Studio or something like that. And he does a lot of shootouts on like plugins and like analog gear and stuff like that. And
it sounds like Ozone.
He like showed it up, and it just sounds exactly the same.
Wow.
And there was a few other ones that they have now too, like that do mastering for you or something like that.
No shit.
Hey, you know what,
check that
man?
out.
For people that are starting out and they don't have any clue about mixing techniques or mastering techniques, I think it's good for them that they could use something like that, like Lander.
Yeah.
I think that's cool. You know, pay a couple bucks, and then you don't have to worry about that aspect of production. You can just.
Yeah.
You know, focus on the creative process if you're like a writer, and then send off your track to somebody that could mix it or master or whatever. I think that's what Lander could be used that way.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. For me, I don't need it, so I keep getting these ads. I don't get it. Do you guys get those ads for
Lander? I get a lot of
them.
Sweetwater and like fucking sales ads and all that shit. It's so much. But I even use what's that thing like incognito mode, so it's supposed to have less.
Yeah.
But you still get a bunch of shit, you know? And it's like everything you just looked at, it's like maybe I want to get Mike, and it's like it just pops up in your thing again. It's like constant advertisements for shit you want. So I just keep buying shit. You know?
Yeah.
Perfect way to fucking spend money.
Yeah, it's just like I'm getting trained like subconsciously by
Getting brainwashed by ads.
My
Do
phone.
you ever talk about something and then randomly like you were like, oh yeah, you know, like other day I was at the store and I saw like these pants, you know, and then all of a sudden you see an ad on your phone for the same pants.
Dude,
Like
it's listening
that
to
trips me out.
Like that happens to me all the time with all
Happens to me
types of
all the time,
shit.
too.
Like
All the
I
time.
literally was talking about Studio Foam, and I did not type anything in my phone about Studio Foam. I had like ads like Studio Foam, buy Studio Foam. I'm just like, when the fuck
Yeah.
did I like? How, they're listening to our shit, bro. It's like the keywords that you know.
The phones are listening to you.
Oh yeah, no shit. I
The
mean, you know, the
computers.
Alexa. You know, think about the Alexa, the speaker, right? You can say anything like play Queen, Alexa, and then just like playing Queen. She'll play it. So like they can hear everything you're saying, but there's just certain words that trigger it. So it's like, who's to say they're not? Just, you know, they hear everything we fucking say on our phones. You know.
So true.
You know.
Yeah,
That's so fucked up.
algorithms and shit like that. Like,
So there's no privacy then.
everyone's making like all the companies are making their own version of the voice
privacy.
recognition. Like Samsung has one, iPhone. Every company that makes a phone or even like Windows, they're making these things so they can own the market of like knowing what people are saying and selling them shit. Pretty much.
Isn't that some sort of monopoly? Would that?
Isn't
that kind of monopolizing on the whole market? Kind of.
I mean, they work with each other to not monopolize. Like Apple and Windows. Windows bought out
Balance each other. Yeah.
Yeah, like so that they don't like it doesn't have a monopoly, so the government doesn't get their shit. You know, because like a lot of the companies, like it's been good for the last like 10, 15 years, but you know, there's always people crashing. So they work with each other. Like it's the same thing with Samsung and iPhone right now, or Apple right now. They've been working with each other for years because they've been making each other's. Like Samsung makes all your screens, but like they collude together to make the market price for their phones higher.
Wow.
And that's why you see all these Chinese phones like oh this is a pretty good phone too, but the phones from China are they have fucking little chips in it that they're backdoors so they can hack all your shit.
Sketchy, dude.
Yeah.
It's pretty sketchy.
I don't know how I feel about that one.
Yeah. I've been looking into all that shit because it's like it's a trip, dude. And then like the 5G stuff too, but you know whatever.
Yeah, I mean, there's a plus side to it in ways, but at the same time, it's like a double-edged sword or something. You know, like no matter what, this technology is like, you know, it's getting great. You can do amazing things, but also it's like, you know, it's taking away some of our rights at the same time. You know. But.
Yeah, it's a trip, man. Because when I first started just using computers, I was using an E-machines, a Windows 98 E-machines, and then from there, my mom bought a Sony Vaio, and I started using that one. I think that was like probably 2006 or something, but or 2005. But it's crazy because I got brainwashed with Mac computers. I remember going into class, computer class and seeing all these Macs, the see-through Macs. Remember those?
Yeah.
Oh,
With the plastic.
The cool ones,
I
yeah.
got brainwashed. I saw those. I'm like, I need that. Those
Yeah.
are awesome. But I was a kid. I didn't have any money.
Yeah.
I just knew I was gonna get one of those one day.
Yeah.
And I never did. But I ended up getting the MacBook Pro, obviously, eventually when I got money.
Yeah.
But it's crazy because I would have been using my Sony Vaio. I would have been using Windows if it wasn't. Mac sold me on that. That's crazy because if Microsoft would have had like a gimmick like that, like an aesthetic, I probably would have been using Windows right now, like Microsoft.
I think that was his Steve Jobs' first success, like real big success, and like they made a bunch of money off of that, and then they brought the iPhone out, and the iPhone was like within like 3 years, it was like everyone had an iPhone.
Everyone.
That's crazy.
From like 2004
with the aesthetics, man.
From 2004 to 2007,
as a customer,
it was crazy.
And I hate the little green text messages, man. Like I can't stand when someone has a Droid and I get the green text message. I'm like, bro, just get an iPhone, bro. Come on, man.
I know, right?
Like I like blue. I like the blue text message, not the green ones.
You can AirDrop with that. I don't think you can. I can't AirDrop with EO.
Yeah.
You have an Android.
You have a Droid?
I have a Droid.
Oh my god.
Because I use Google Maps a lot, and because I'm driving for Uber and doing a lot of other stuff and it just works. I think it works better because Google Maps is like pretty on point.
And it's meant for Microsoft. Is that what it is?
It's meant for Android. Because like Google
for iPhone, I hate the maps.
Yeah,
I use Waze. Do you ever use Waze?
Waze drives me crazy because you know what it does? It tries to make you take a left on a street where it's just fucking busy as fuck.
Yeah.
And it does retire. Like, so what's one time this guy like, no, let's use Waze. I was like, the Waze sucks. I'm going to use it. And it took us to the back of the airport and it gave him like another 15 minutes for me to get all the way back around. I was like, dude, just trust me next time, man. Like, don't. It's like.
But wasn't it good for you because you made an extra 15 minutes with your customer and then you get more money?
Yeah, but
as an Uber driver.
He was tripping out. He's like, I'm gonna be late, and he was like jumped out of my car where he shouldn't have inside of LAX.
Oh damn!
Doesn't get you a ticket.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
I use Waze. I don't know, man. I still like my Sony Vaio, but it's kind of like, dude, I'm sold on this Apple.
Apple's pretty.
Well, for music especially, it's like you wouldn't use a Windows to make beats or to record, would you?
I don't know. I enjoyed using Studio One on my Sony
But honestly,
Vaio.
would you like now?
I was really good at it. I ain't gonna lie.
But you like it better than the recording on your MacBook Pro?
Not anymore because I've spent years using Apple. But I'm just saying, like, I don't know, man. I think they're both cool. It's just that I stuck to MacBook Pro. I just stuck to Apple. If I would have stuck to Microsoft, who knows, man? I would have been like these cats using FL Studio, and they do some cool shit with it.
Yeah,
I see it on YouTube. Like
FL's great, dude.
No,
FL Studio's dope.
No, it is, dude.
I have both, dude. Like I have I'm pretty much like I have every DAW almost. So like I just got Ableton, and I have Cubase and Pro Tools on my Windows computer, and they actually were running really smooth. But I think it's been so many years. It's been 6 years since I've upgraded. So I'm gonna like sell my MacBook and my computer at some point in the next few months, and get probably another Mac and another Windows computer.
Nice.
Because
that'd be dope if you get both. Like
you could always get because I have everything on here, man. I have Fruity Loops, Ableton.
Oh, you have them patched through somehow?
Yeah, look, I have Fruity Loops right here. Well, you can just get it programmed to anything. But I mean, I understand if you want to have both though. Like it's different.
Yeah. Well, at the time, like 6 years ago, like people were doing shootouts still, and like Cubase runs better on Windows.
Yeah.
And Pro Tools 11 at that time was running better on Windows for some reason, which is weird. And so I just got both of them. I used on that, but I was using Pro Tools 10 on my laptop to record people, and use some of the older plugins, that were at 32 bit or whatever.
32-bit float.
That's the thing. There's just like there's so much waste in the changing technologies, over the years, like. With plugins and this and that, and but like the new stuff, there's all these capabilities in the DAWs now, like that I didn't even like think of was going to be possible. Like you can real time like do video over I think Pro Tools now.
I think you can do that with Logic 10.
Really?
Yeah.
You use
fucking trip.
Logic's evolving, bro.
Yeah, you can do a lot of cool stuff with Logic, man.
You can do posts. You can do all types of stuff, man.
You can do screen video. Is that what you're talking about? Like videotaping your session while you're
like playing along with someone like over LAN, like over like the Wi-Fi, like.
Oh, I don't know about that. That's crazy.
I think you
like
have to
jamming with someone live.
Yeah.
Through like kind of like a Skype thing.
Almost like Skype. Yeah.
You can do that with Ableton.
With Pro Tools.
Oh, Pro Tools. That's crazy. I didn't know you could do that.
It's like Artist View or something like that. I don't know if it's the HD or whatever. You have to pay for it, but you definitely have to have like a really nice graphics card or something like that takes all your and probably like a workstation thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. And then Ableton by itself, like, you can real time fucking put like samples up and down within like you sample something like right away, and it already puts it to the pads, like
Machine almost.
Yeah, within like a second though.
Cool.
I mean, back in the day, like there's still gear on Craigslist and all this other stuff, like where you would have to like. It would take you like 40 minutes at least just to do one sample.
Yeah.
Who knows how Rick Rubin or Dr. Dre used to do it? I know they used MPCs, but
the technology, the process it takes to use the MPCs and the samplers back then.
It must have been difficult.
It was fucked up.
I mean, let alone just cutting tape.
Now it's so quick.
And editing.
Yeah.
That looks like a nightmare.
Oh my god, yeah. Before it was digital, yeah, man. I can only imagine.
And it's like the samples the samples we have now with all the drum stuff, and it's like acoustic drum stuff sounds better than what I can record live. Well, it wasn't like that before, but now it's like,
it was hard, to get a good sound back in the day. Now it's like you can just literally just download that, Splice.
Yeah.
And I like have a love-hate relationship with Splice because it's like it's cool because it's like a shortcut, but now it's like so many people are just getting loops and they're just like saying they're like producers or beat makers, and it's just like it's just a loop. You're just grabbing the loop, you're throwing it into a session.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like it's cool to have that quick access, but now it's like like what about mixing? Like what about the process of getting that great sound? It's like people don't even know how to mix their own sound. They just throw loops in, and just call it a day. That's it.
Yeah. I'm a huge believer in ignorance is bliss. Because I think if I'm aware of a creative process, it will taint the way I look at the art. Yeah. Like, I don't want to see how the fuck you made your music. I just want to hear it and then get an opinion. Because I'm too much of a musician. I'm too much of like an analyst. And like if I see like how you made that song, like I'll probably like by default I'll criticize the end result.
Yeah, see,
which it'll taint. Like that's why like sometimes I think ignorance is bliss. I think that's why I like the way audiences hear music because they don't know jack about okay, this person used digital or this person used analog. The audience doesn't know anything. Yeah. They just get the end result and they go and they know they truly know if something's good or bad.
True. Yeah.
So I'm kind of trying to train myself to do that too. That's why that's one thing I trip out about your music, Rue. Like I hear some of your tracks, bro. I'm like, there's no way this is like digital. Like sometimes I think like you have like a crazy like stutter in here running your tracks through like tape. Right. But nah, dude, like you do everything digitally and you make it sound like analog, like real, like it's. Like it trips me out. Like
layers, man. I think I add hella layers, and I just like I'm really articulate with like my like. Some people just throw a kick and that's it. I'm like, no, I'll throw a kick and I'll layer it with a baby crying, and I'll like put a filter on it, and then I'll like have like all these echoes that are like negative 30 dBs. You can't even hear them, and they're just still there. I just like I really focus on my sound design. I feel like that's why it kind of has like that. I mean, especially drums. Like I like to really like up one, like the average person who might do their drums and try to up it one and like kind of trick the listener or let them move their head a certain way where they didn't expect to move their head,
like, that track like you just showed us, like where the snare was sound like someone getting slapped.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, slapping someone?
Yeah, I like to slap people with my snares, yeah.
Dude, being one of the most creative, solid producers in LA right now, what is and like some sort of advice you could give like up and coming producers, like from your standpoint?
Well, first things first, don't get too comfortable with Splice, because I see so many people and they just use Splice. And like I said earlier, like there's a difference between doing something because it just sounds good or doing something because that's why it sounds good. You know what I mean? Like I can use a kick or something, it's already EQ'd and it's already compressed, but I'm using that because I already know why and how it's done, and not just doing it like taking like the shortcut route, like what's that saying? There's a saying. It's like a wise man. It's like a wise man. Okay, no, it's like the difference between someone who the master and the student is that the master, like, he knows why he's doing it, and the student is just doing it because he's learning. And also, like, when you teach someone something, it's like you learn that much more. You know what I mean? Like, I definitely butchered that. I don't know what the saying goes like, but it's like like doing something for a purpose, like a reason, you know, like, and just layers, you know, that's like, I feel like that's important for me, like with my everything, like layer guitars, layer vocals, layer snares, kicks, hi-hats, percussion.
It sounds like
a lot of layers I do.
It sounds like you build like a dimension if you're doing that. If you're building layers of sound, because I don't think a lot of people do that. I think a lot of people, they just, okay, here's my kicks, here's my snares. I fall into that category sometimes. Like I won't layer anything, and I think that's why sometimes I probably do lack a bit of dimension. But yeah, that's great that you do that. That's probably how you achieve like a lot of your sound, like your dimension.
Yeah, I take time, and like I definitely do that sometimes too. Like I'll just do a kick and I won't layer it really. I'll just EQ it and compress it really good. But I feel like my favorite like works of art that I put out have been tracks I've done a bunch of layers, and I've like really like invested time, you know, because I make like at least like 1 to 2 beats a day, you know.
Oh damn! Is that for Splashage?
Yeah, no, just for me and for Splashage, yeah, for my YouTube channel. So like I'll usually like I try to upload every other day or every couple days, but I'll make like 2 beats a day, and like one beat will literally just be like a quick beat I made in like an hour, and the other one will be the one I kind of took time on. But usually the ones I lean towards are the ones I take a little more time, right? I get that initial feeling where I'm just like, oh, this is going to be a good song, you know? And I just hit you up and have you come play guitar in it, and then we'll just kill it, you know?
Yeah. Dude, do you think there's a significant difference between like digital and analog when it comes to recording? Like, do you think it matters? Do you think it matters if any kind of audio, even if it's digitalized or not, if it gets ran through analog?
Okay, this is what I think. What's gonna be better, the original 6W or a clone of 6W? It's exactly the same, but it's a clone.
That's a hard one, because what if my clone has more skill than I do?
No, it has the same skill. It's a clone of you. Exact same thing as you, but it's a clone.
Then okay,
it can make just as good, but I wouldn't say it's better.
Well, here's my argument. If you're asking me if there's a perfect clone of me, then that means you wouldn't know the difference. You wouldn't know the difference between the clone and the original if they both look exactly the same and they both got exactly the same technique. That's where I'm kind of getting at now. I'm kind of starting to, and actually you're actually part of that whole paradigm that I've been going through, because artists like you and producers like you, that I literally thought like, dude, Guru must have like some sort of like hidden gear in here that he's running his audio through, because sometimes I hear your music and it sounds analog. It doesn't sound digital.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like where I'm at now. I don't think it really matters anymore. Well, what do you think? Do you think, because it sounds like where you were going with that is that you prefer analog over digital.
Well, see, here's the thing. I just think if you can have it, why not use it? Like, I don't see why that would hurt. But I don't. You can see I don't have that much analog gear here at all, really. I do everything pretty much through my Apollo Twin, you know, my interface. So it's not like I have a crazy setup. So I think you can get away with anything digital nowadays, and I think that's what most people do nowadays. I think most records out there, they're not. If you could save a bunch of money, why not save it? But at the end of the day, you know, like that touch, that physical touch, that it just adds like a whole nother dimension of like creativity, because then like you can actually feel it. You can feel you moving the knob like a couple decibels or EQ in a certain frequency. You can feel it, you know. It's a feel. Like I'm here touching a mouse, so it's like I don't have that feel, you know. But like I still manage to get away with it, you know. So there's no excuse. Like it's not what you have, it's how you use what you have, you know. Like that's what I always say. So it's like,
yeah, you got to apply your taste with your equipment. You got to know how to utilize it. You know, that's
definitely, yeah.
That's where it's at.
I mean, I have $100,000 SSL right here. It's just it's just a plugin. I just click it. It's like that's $100,000 right there. Like, you know what I mean? It's like I don't have a fucking SSL, but I could lie to someone and tell them I have it, and they'll hear it and they'll probably believe me. You know what I mean? So it's like,
yeah.
So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you're using analog or digital. What matters is
how you use it.
How you use it, huh? Because you're a perfect example of that. Like I'm sometimes I'm like using my analog gear. I'm like, damn, dude. Sometimes I hear Guru's mixes and it doesn't fucking matter if I'm using analog or digital. Like, it just matters how you use the fucking computer. If you're mixing or whatever, if you're producing through it.
I mean, it's kind of fucked up, but it's also like in LA in 2019, you know, it looks good to have that shit, and it's good to know how to use it, you know. But a lot of the time, it's like it's just having it, you know. People will think, oh my god, this guy's like. So you kind of versus me, you know what I mean? Like not using it, you know. They're like, oh, that guy has an LA2A 1176, so his mixes must be better. But in reality, it doesn't mean it's true. It just means that it's like that illusion you kind of sell to people also at the same time, you know. So.
It's an illusion at the end of the day.
I mean, a lot of time, yeah. I mean, like it's kind of like you go. I go to my homie's studio, and he has like this huge SSL, and it's like. It's inspiring being there. I'm just sitting there looking at the thing the whole time, like, yo, this is so dope, right? Yeah. But in reality, he never even touches it. He's just sitting there on his freaking laptop, like, he has his machine pad. He's not even using it. He has a dope mix. It sounds like, you know, he does huge records for, like, you know, big people. So it's like, I'm just like, wow, man, he doesn't even touch the fucking SSL, you know?
So it's an inspiring factor, though.
Yeah, it's inspiring. It's just like a...
Yeah, it's
like
if
you
serious.
do need it, you know, it's good to have it.
Like when you get musicians that go in and like, we're going to record on tape, and you can't fuck up. You know, it's like they have this, like, they can do a recording on. It's real now, you know? It's like, it's a real thing.
Changes everything.
Like, they changes your mindset, and that subtle mindset change just makes a huge effect, you know, on what comes out sometimes. You know, it's like subconscious things in the back of your head, like, pop up in your confidence level and all that stuff.
So you're saying it might be better to do digital because it's less stress on your performance as opposed to tape?
It's so, like, I know for sure a lot of people are saying, like, tape, recording to tape is like, people like they don't get worried, but they get like, dude, I'm gonna fucking kill it right now. I'm gonna play it perfectly onto tape because it's there forever.
More pressure, yeah.
There's no fucking up.
So it could be so it could benefit the artist if they're gonna perform on tape. You're saying?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I've a lot of people have said it. Even like one of my teachers said, like, yeah, record to tape. You know, like, I think he did his album like that. This all one take, you know, like no fucking up.
I can see how
your
that could affect
intention
your
on the track and like how you're gonna put across the music. You're always putting that forward because you don't want it to be like, oh, I didn't like that part. It wasn't confident. It was weak. You know, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And
it's interesting. I never thought of that.
And the other thing, like, that I don't like what people do is like they try to put reverb on as they're recording, but they record dry. And I think what it does, it psychs you out to like put out less
energy
at the end of your sentences, and I really don't. I can notice it right away. There's even a shootout at Vintage King. They had a video and they were using reverb inside the headphones, and I could tell like they were going down or pitching down at the end of their words instead of like ending it correctly. And it's like, no, just do it dry.
Yeah, do it dry.
And if you need to hear yourself better, take a little bit of the track out. Just go to the chords.
Definitely.
You know?
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I always record dry. I don't like to put reverb on it. Anything until after. Then it seems more like magic. Then you start putting on the EQ, compressor, reverb, all that stuff, and the sound. And I was like, whoa, that sounds great. You know, like that like wow factor.
Dude, Splashage is growing, bro.
Splashage, bro.
I remember when Splashage first started.
20, yeah, bro. Right.
I remember you were like, "Hey, bro, I'm in a new channel."
Yeah, man.
Splashage. I'm like, Splashage. That sounds trippy. How'd you come up with that?
One day, I'm not gonna lie, I was just driving. Like the one day out of the whole year, it rains in LA. It was raining, and then I'm just like, I think I had smoked a blunt earlier that day, and I was just driving, and then like my girl was driving, and I think she splashed someone by accident. She goes, "Oh my god, I splashed him," and I was just like looked at it, and I was like, "Oh, they got some splashes," and I was just like, and the whole day I was just like saying splashage, like, oh, that's funny. I made my own word up, splashage, you know, like
that's so rad.
And I made a beat the next day, and I was just like, yo. Like it was like a wavy beat, you know, and I was like, "Yo, Splashage!" Like, and I was like, "Fuck, I'm gonna make something called Splashage." Like, I knew it was gonna be an album cover name or like a band name in the future, but then it ended up being my YouTube channel, Splashage. So now I just put beats on there every week. I have a new beat up there, lease them, sell them exclusively, you know, and like I've been building. We just got past 1,000 subscribers, and it's growing and growing every day. So I'm pretty happy about that. Pretty stoked.
Yeah, even your Instagram's growing, bro. I remember when you first started your Instagram. Yeah. It was like what, like 2 followers. Now you're at like how many? Like
now it's at, for the Splashage Instagram, it's at 2,000 and maybe 200, something like that.
Yeah, you're growing, bro.
Yeah, Splashage is coming up in the world, bro.
Yeah, dude, your beats are sick, man.
2020 is. I want it to be a household name. 2020.
2020. We're gonna.
We're shooting for 2020.
We're shooting for 2020. Splashage.
It's gonna be a household name.
Dude, so do you want to share a track with us, bro?
Fuck yeah, dude. I'm gonna
We're
play
in
the
the
one
Splashage Studios
I'm
right
play the
now,
one that
man.
we just made.
We're in Burbank, California, Splashage Studios.
Let's hear it.
Dude, so if people want to hit you up and people want to work with you, how do they get a hold of you, bro?
Well, my main Instagram is Guru Doug. So if they want to hit me up, you can hit me up through Guru Doug on Instagram. Okay. Or Splashage. Hit me up on Splashage. That's the future
How do you spell Splashage?
record label. Splashage is Splashage, like Splashage.
Brad.
Splashage. All right, so here I'm gonna play a song that we both made, so that people can hear it, hear that Splashage. Yeah.
I hope the bass is coming across on this.
I know, right? Bass is everything on this one.
I love the video where it's playing in the background. It's one of my favorite videos.
I know, right? It's so
Blockhead.
trippy. This could be the music video.
Dude, that'd be rad. It goes with the music.
If we got any animators out there, please hit me up. I want to make some shit like this.
You gotta hit up Splashage.
Yeah, Blockhead is legit, man. He's like, he has so many good albums.
Yeah, I'm a big Blockhead fan.
This video is like meant for your feet, bro.
I know, right?
Damn, bro,
Shout out
that
to
was
6 Dubs
sick.
on the strings. Killing
Hell
it,
yeah,
man.
bro. That was sick, bro.
Thanks, bro.
Dude,
That's a little sneak peek.
so what's Guru's plan for 2019, man?
This year, man, just a grind, bro. Build my clientele up, get some dope features, put some music out. I want to shoot some videos this year and just really, make the brand bigger. Splashage and Guru Doug, both. So yeah, that's the main goal, man. Just and even upgrade. Hopefully I can upgrade to by next year, 2020, upgrade to a bigger studio. But as of now, I'm comfortable. I'm happy. So.
Dude, hell yeah, bro. So we can find you on Instagram, Twitter, and
Yes, Instagram, Twitter, Guru Doug. Splashage is only on Instagram at the moment, just Splashage.
Rad, and we can
Yeah.
put up a link where
Fuck yeah.
people will be able to find your music.
Hey,
and
much
all.
love, bro. Appreciate
Oh
that.
yeah, dude. Hey, bro. It's been real, man.
Yes.
Thanks for coming on
Thanks,
the LA
man.
Music Show.
Of course, bro. Thanks for having me,
tight.
man.
All right, fellas. We'll see you at the episode 6, man.
Peace.